Tough physical players, DA. They don't take plays off. And the athleticism for both teams, Chris, certainly there to see.
Oh, you're so right. Very explosive. You love to see the game play out above the rim. I mean, some top 10 plays in the making of that.
So fun.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Horford is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Crowder in at the 3 spot. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Thomas kicks to Horford. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Monroe. Parker outside. Middleton outside. Screen by Monroe. Parker passes to Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. There's the dish to Parker. Shoots off the screen. Johnson with the block. And that one's good. Parker. On defense, Milwaukee. Thomas dishes to Horford. Horford sets a screen for Crowder. From deep, Thomas hits the three-point bomb. Thomas got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Dishes to Parker. Crowder with the steal. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Thomas kicks to Horford. He dishes it to Bradley. Just 5 on the clock. Rejected by Monroe. And Parker, here we go. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. Here's Parker. Outside for Carter Williams. Goes up the baseline. And it's sent back by Horford.
Wow, the rim protection by Horford. I mean, Al Horford standing 6'10", always played bigger.
Six on the shot clock. Middleton inside the three-point line. He squares up and sinks it. Austin with the ball. They trail by 3. And the Bucks are an interesting team. There was the trade involving Brandon Knight, Michael Carter-Williams a while ago. They signed Greg Monroe to a free agent contract last season. Re-signed John Henson. A lot of moving parts with the Bucks.
And they're still trying to identify the right combination of players because they're still struggling with consistency. On paper, at times, it seems like the team should have more wins than it actually does.
Celtics trail by 5. Outside Thomas. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And just one of the most entertaining players to watch in the entire NBA. Isaiah Thomas at 5'9". Just impossible to defend. Scores from the perimeter, and he gets buckets around the rim.
And both free throws good for Thomas.
One of my favorite players to watch is Isaiah Thomas. So creative offensively. He can shoot with deep range, and despite standing... Boom!
That's how you attack. Wow.
Attack the rim, baby.
Move out the way. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Takes a 3. The three-pointer is right on target. Thomas got 8.
Well, the three-pointer has always been a big part of Thomas's arsenal. I mean, the quick release, able to hit on the move.
Monroe down low, guarded by Horford. Puts it up from 12. Monroe, no good.
You can bet if he's left open from there again, he's probably going to knock that one down.
Outside Thomas. The pass to Horford. Tries a 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his first foul. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Monroe. Maker comes in for Parker. Brogdon, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Carter Williams. And a new group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Horford. Jerebko comes in for Johnson. Brown, he's checked in for Crowder. And Smart subbed in for Bradley. Here's Brogdon. Down low, off the pick. And the dunk by Maker.
Terrific ball movement. No surprise it leads to a good shot.
Celtics trail by 4. Outside Thomas. Down low. He's looking for Olynyk and finds him. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. The Bucks have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Dellavedova from outside. Drops in the tray.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
The Celtics have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. 1:27 left in the first quarter of the game. Thomas. And the layup is good. Thomas got 10 points in the game.
Oh, never shy about going inside. Thomas may be small, but he doesn't let that stop him. Well, one thing about Coach Brad Stevens, he's very composed on the sideline. He said it was a lesson he learned at Butler. If he gets rattled, the team does. So whether the game is going well or going poorly, you can't tell from looking at him. He keeps an even keel.
Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
There's the pass to Smart. Feeds to Olynyk. Now here's Smart. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Stevens keeps that steady demeanor. But that doesn't mean, Chris, he won't get into players if he thinks they're not playing the right way.
But even there, keeping that poker face helps. Players don't want to be embarrassed in front of thousands. As a coach, if you pull a player aside or keep it in the huddle, that's appreciated. You'll see him talking to a player and he looks cool and calm. But if you're a lip reader, it might be a different story.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Well, they came to play today. It's still too early, but they really have put their foot down on their opponent so far.
Outside Thomas. Beyond the arc. Hands it from downtown. Smart's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Showing his range. Smart spacing the floor.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Milwaukee on top. They lead by 7. And we'll get going after this from the BMO Harris Bradley Center.
The hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you really loved for 13 years. I couldn't have left without knowing that it was a place that we were going to stay together and really commit to a process together. And I was sold on that, and I continue to be sold on it.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks locked in his stockpile.
I know he's feeling real good about his decision. He's one of the bright coaching stars in our league.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, entering the game with a terrific strategy. The guys are working together, feeding off of one another. That's being reflected in the stat sheet and in the score.
Chris Middleton is out there with Mirza Teletovic. Then it's Michael Carter Williams. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Monroe in at the 5 spot. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with.
And it had been something that had been talked about in the past via trade, but Al Horford joined Boston in the offseason via free agency. It was the fit that he wanted team-wise, and Horford was ready for a new challenge. So great fit with this roster and the city of Boston.
And Al Horford got a max deal to come to the Boston Celtics, GA. He's on the wrong side of 30, but when you look at his game, his all-star resume, you don't see a real sharp decline coming.
Great point, Kevin, and that's why the Celtics were willing to give Horford the contract they gave him. It was one of the bigger free agent names on the market. You knew that the Celtics would want to make a splash in free agency, and he was their guy.
Milwaukee leading by 8. Middleton on the wing, defended by Crowder. And Middleton kicks to Teletovic. Back to Middleton. Pass to Teletovic. Lets the three fly. Al Horford with the rebound.
Ooh, can't believe he missed that one. I thought for sure that was going on.
Here's Bradley. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Brave in the paint, Bradley gets it done.
Here's Carter Williams. 5 points in the game. Monroe sets a screen for Carter Williams. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
It appears as if he just spaced out temporarily there. Really an unfortunate turnover.
Jabari Parker's checked in for Greg Monroe. Celtics also with a sub. Johnson, he's checked in for Olynyk. Smart, wide open, he fires. That one, no good. Milwaukee in the lead. Here's Parker, and finished off by Parker.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Now, Smart. Johnson the screen. 5 to shoot. Here's Horford. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And the powerful frame of Horford, enabling him to rumble through the defensive resistance to put it home.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now.
And the one thing I like with the Celtics, you see the chemistry and the continuity, not just on the court, but on every level. Coaching, front office, ownership, they're all on the same page.
Nobody near Parker. Offline with his 3. Celtics trail by 6. Bradley kicks to Smart. Picked by Horford. Fires for 3. Smart misses. And for the Celtics as an organization, when you have that trust and that common understanding, Chris, that makes a huge difference.
Well, you have to give the leadership some credit because part of being a great organization is hiring great people and letting them do their job. Ownership and management are involved, but not overbearing. And forward-thinking, this is a franchise that is exploring every avenue to find an edge.
Tries it from 19. That's good on the jump shot. Smart's got 5 points so far.
Oh, the mid-range game.
Hustle up. Let's figure this out now. Let's go. Look, I'm fine with our defensive effort, but I know we could be doing so much better on offense.
My city, I wanted to eat my mother's cooking before the game. Not many times could I do that. I can only do that once or twice or once a year playing on the West Coast. So, those type of things, being close to your family, if you have younger siblings or children, that type of thing, if you have kids with school they go to, I've seen players take and weigh all those things. But for me, I've just been blessed to play in some great places with great fans. Washington, D.C. was a wonderful place. That city really showed us a lot of love as a young team trying to find our way. And then Sacramento, just some of the greatest fans in the world as well, just embracing us. And they had embraced the Sacramento Kings in so many losing seasons. So that's just who they were. Their character were just that of encouragement. And so I'm glad that we were able to give the people of Sacramento what they have been waiting for so long, and that's some exciting basketball. And so, the cities that you play for are very important. And me as a fan, I still thank the Bad Boys for how they represented the city of Detroit during those years, and Isaiah and Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer. So for me, just from a fan perspective, the relationship with the city, the players, is always important.
Well said. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, one of the players Boston really wanted when they traded Rajon Rondo to Dallas a couple of years ago was Jay Crowder. And since Crowder arrived in Boston, he's been a culture setter. Arriving in the midst of a losing streak, he said, "I lost my mind. I pulled Coach Stevens to the side and asked him, what are we trying to do here?" And Crowder wasn't done. He went to the front office and to teammates. He said, "I play to win." Kevin, he'll accept nothing less.
Great stuff, DA. Thank you. Antetokounmpo on the double team. Jerebko kicks to Johnson. Now here's Brown. He's guarded closely. The shot's good from Jerebko.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his passing.
Milwaukee has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Dellavedova, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Dellavedova's got 8 points.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
He just recorded his third foul and a half. Coach has to consider resting him until the third quarter.
And Isaiah Thomas, of course, Chris, known for his scoring wizardry, but he's working to become an all-around player.
He's looking to become more of a facilitator. He wants to make the simple plays as well as the spectacular ones. Also, defensively, he's been making strides. He's watched a ton of film. A student of the game, he's not content to just put up buckets.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Al Horford. Henson with the screen. Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson. To the middle. There's Maker. And the bucket counts. And he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
The Bucks shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Outside Thomas. The feed to Olynyk. Clock at 6. Brown outside. Off target from outside. And so we conclude the first half. Bucks lead by